Hello everybody, and welcome to another tutorial. And this time I will take my old AF Nikkor 35mm to 70mm into 2.8 push-pull zoom, and it's the non-D. And it has a problem. As you can see at the title, it has haze. Well, zoom out. We need some tools and for make this interesting lens quite good again. And I mean, it works pretty good. The zoom is very good, and the focus is also very good, but it's not clear. So we need some lens tool. This is old compasses, metal compass for metal work, which I have filed and grind in different tips and make it possible to use to repair lenses. We need a pair of tweezers. This is a dented tweezer, and this is a very fine point. So maybe we do not need them, but anyway. We need some pair of screwdrivers. Normally I use my Vera PH00, which is actually I modified to file it the very pointed tip, so it fits really perfect in screws. I mean, it's a PH, I mean Phillips screw, but this one, it works really good. But of course, you can also buy a set of Moody tools, which is JIS screwdrivers, crosshead, and they also work very good. You can buy them. I have buy those on ifixit.com. This is a set of 4 different size, and we need some flathead screwdrivers too. We will need it in here, in the lens, especially on the front here with the focus. And sometimes 2mm is fine, but I also take a 2.4mm. So nothing really special, but just a good tool. I mean, good quality. We might need some dentist tool, especially the one with the pointed tip and the spade here. This is used, I buy from my dentist. We will probably also need a lens sucker. I have a set here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different size, which I buy on Nordson. I mean, it's called Nordson, but it doesn't exist today. I buy them at the I just forget the name. I will put the information about my tool I use in the description below the video when I'm done. Now, they're very handy. This is from Japan Hobby Tool, and it's a really good tool for lens work. It's a good lens sucker. And a small torch, which is very handy to see what's actually going when I have cleaned the lens element. See how clean are they. And we will need some cleaning solution. So I will try the lighter fluid, and I will also use the Hydrogen Peroxid 3%. Now I know how it should spell, but it's different in Danish. Actually, it's all in one word if you look at the bottles. Now We need some cotton buds, and of course we need some lens tissue. And this is the PEC-PAD, which I like to use. There are different other brands, but it's really good. And I cut them in smaller pieces to make it more economically. There's no need to clean a tiny lens with a full paper size. So I simply cut them into smaller size. Easy. And what is also very handy, some of those rubber tools in different size. This is a set of 9 different, from the very big to 82.9, up down to something very tiny, which is a really tiny small one here. You can get them on Amazon, but I will also put the web address in the description below the video. Now, what is also very good to have is the rubber cones. This is from Javan Hobby Tool, where you can buy them on Amazon. So let's get into this. Oh, sorry. Also need some really sticky gloves, because it's very handy to disassemble part of the lens here, especially the internal of the lenses. So let's jump into it. I think it will be really interesting. So off with the cap, and now I can put the aperture to full open, and you possibly can see there are some, let's say, a bit foggy lens, and if we look through it with the torch, one can see what's actually going on. It's really hazy, especially in the middle of the lens. You possibly can see it. It's not really clear. So, but I think it will be a fine lens when I'm done. And hopefully you can do the same. I mean, it's not that difficult to actually disassemble the lens groups. Yeah, let's jump into it, and I will simply take off the front lens group, which is actually only sit by 2 screws, and the helicoid. So I need to take off the rubber here, which are under. This is 1 screw there and there. I mean, there are only 2 screws that hold the lens in place. So by using my dentist tool here to dig under the rubber and gently going around, I will expose the screws, which actually hold the lens group here. Now there is an important thing which the repair manual does not tell. So if we have it on infinity here, it will, how would the front lens group sit? Now, it's not that important because it will go a bit over infinity. What is more important is set the lens to near end. And then the 2 screws that hold the lens here and here, they need to come off. But before we disassemble anything, one needs to set a mark here. I mean, set the lens to 0.6 here, and then make a scratch here. I mean, no one will see it, so there's no problem with that. But it is also good to set a mark here, because then you know exactly that this the side of the lens should sit here and not here. So just to be sure when you assemble the lens. So off with that. I can maybe use my 2.4mm screwdriver here. Yep, so it goes. Pretty good. And there is a tiny plastic ring in here. And I can just put them aside here so I know where it is. And then take out the plastic ring. Remember, it has to sit correct when you put it in. So there's a little, oh, goes down. Come on, little fellow. One need to put the plastic ring in correct again. So the screw can go into it. You cannot screw fully in if it sits incorrect. So now it's off, and then you can fully see the mark here, and there's a mark here. Remember that when it's set to 0.6. And the other screw will come out. So, off it comes. So, and then the front lens group is actually free. So it's very important. I go back here to my mark here. So when I cannot screw the focus ring itself any further than 0.6. But what I can do, I will continue to unscrew clockwise the front lens group. And when it comes off, I will set a mark. It will say there. It's very close to this part here. So now I can simply just take off the front lens group. And therefore it is very important to set a mark where this front lens group comes off. I mean, you can put it over here and actually set it on some of the other, so there, but it will not fit in here, not at all. So therefore it is really important when the helicoid comes off. It's not the same with the screw here. So it's a bit, well, it's not 90 degree, but maybe, let's say something like 70 degree in angle. So, but it's very close to this one. But it could be different in your lens. But just to remember, set a mark where the helicoid comes off. Because then I can simply just put it on. And it has to say click in a way, and then put it on. So I know where the screw is. So off with that front lens group. And I think I will just clean this part. And it's quite easy to get off. One has to take off the inner ring here. It will say that this notch here and this one. It's not necessary to unscrew it here. It's just a ring. So it's not necessary. So with a tool, just like this one here, an old one, I think it's called a walking stick, I mean, in some way. But we need to set this on here and unscrew. But before doing so, we need to loosen I mean, they put on some thread lock here around, and therefore it's important to make it easier. So therefore, nail polish remover with acetone, and make it in a well ventilated area. So it's, I mean, it stinks a bit, but let's see what we can do. So this one, just put it in here, let it suck good in, and then add it where the 2 notches is there and over here. And maybe you have to do it 2 or 3 times, so the nail polish remover will just suck in to the thread and hopefully free up the thread lock, which can be in some lenses really hard to loosen. And then we just need to put the cap on here, and then it should be easy. It has to have a good fit here, so by yeah, it comes off. It was really tight, and then the ring comes off. So, and then we can just have the ring here. It can only sit in one way, so no problem with that. And now we have the front lens fully exposed to just take out. So we can just do so, because there are more lenses in here. So just put the lens cover on, and then you have the front lens out. So just put this aside. You see how the lens surface is. It's completely flat, and it's actually convex on the other side, I mean the curved side. So it's completely flat on the back side. So, and it looks pretty good, but how good is it if we put a light through it? Will it be any good? Well, it's not bad. I mean, it could be worse, but there are some, I mean, especially on the side here, it doesn't really look that good. So I can just try to clean it on both sides. It looks like it's not bad, but to do so, I will use one of those rubber tool to simply put the lens on, and in that way clean it. And I will start with the outside first. It makes it easier because it's easier to clean after the process if it's necessary, and then I will do the inside after. So, and let's have some lens tissue. We will use a lot in this lens because there are actually many lens element in here. So by using some lighter fluid, it's not necessary to use hydrogen peroxide in all the lenses. I will use it on the very hazy lens element inside the lens, but let's see how good it will be. And well, it's not bad, but I will do it again, because only clean it once is not really enough in some cases, so it's better to do it twice. especially if the lens is really bad. So, well, it helps a lot, much better. Turn it over and then do the other with another lens tissue. Oh, come on. So. And it's easier to do that way. So, how good it will. Yeah. I think it will be great. And it's still, I mean, it is an old lens, but it's still a good lens for portrait, and I have used it many years, so now it's time to clean it. It looks pretty good right now. Maybe there are some bit haze, so I think I will try with the to use some hydrogen peroxide, and then after use the lighter fluid. I mean, it can only be better than it was. So with the hydrogen peroxide, 3%, and just add a little on a tissue. So it's a funny thing, this hydrogen peroxide. It cleans really effective on the hazy and lenses with the fungus. So let's see how good it will be. I mean, when I have done it in many other lenses, they are so great. So I will guess the same will happen here. And then just clean away part of it and then do it again. Maybe it's the mix of, wow, looks much better. So I'll just do it again on the other, a second time. So, wow, it's so much better, especially on the edge. It has really makes some good thing, and then turn it over and do the other side. And I think I will do the same with the hydrogen peroxide. So it's interesting to see how good it will be compared to just clean with the lighter fluid. I mean, the hydrogen peroxide really do a good job in that way. So there. Whoa. So that's the difference. It's absolutely clean right now. So much better than it was. So it's good to know that I mean, hydrogen peroxide does not do the cleaning at all. I mean, it does some of the cleaning, but the lighter fluid does to simply take away the rest of the whatever so there is on the lens. So now I will take the next lens element, which is a more different lens. Just use Not quite sure if I can lift it. Oh, cannot. Okay, I can just pop it in my hand. So here it is. And there are some spacers between here in the different lens element. This one is the next, and you see it has to sit correct. I mean, you cannot put it in like this. It has to sit correct there. And the other way, at the other end of the lens, can only sit here like this. And not this way. It simply does not fit. So I mean, it should be quite easy to make the lens assembly correct. So now I'll try the next. But how does it look? It's almost a bit concave. I mean, concave here on the inside, and convex on the outside here. And there are some haze on it. I mean, it's not clear. It looks, maybe it looks like on the screen, but if you look closer, there is some kind of a not clear surface. So I will just try to do the inside first, and then do it with some hydrogen peroxide. It will be an interesting lens to work with after this. So there. One does not have to use that much hydrogen peroxide. I mean, it works pretty good when doing this, the cleaning process in this way. Yeah, I think it will be absolutely great. So we just do it again with some wow, absolutely amazing. And then turn it over and do the other side with some hydrogen peroxide. So, and a lens tissue for the lighter fluid. And a good thing with the lighter fluid, it evaporates absolutely quickly, and there's nothing left on the, wow. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, that helps a lot. So that's great. There's still some small hair, but I need to blow them away anyway. So and then we continue with the next lens element, which sits here. It's not the very back here, but the next lens element. Just flip it over and let it. So, and then it pops down in my hand. See. And if we look closer to those two surfaces, the concave side is this side, and it goes in here, and the flat, I mean almost flat surface is towards the front. just so you know it. Because this lens in here is concave on one side, I mean convex on one side, and it's concave on the other side. So you cannot put this in the wrong way. If you do so, you will probably, I mean you will, when you press the retaining ring in, you will simply damage the glass element. So and how good is, I mean how bad is this lens element? It's not really bad. I mean, to me it looks really clear, but I will clean it anyway so you can see the process, how it will be. And then I just take a little smaller of those lens tool, and I will do the inside first. So, and some hydrogen peroxide. There are some, looks like there are some kind of some fungus on the edge of this lens in here, and it's not that good, so I need to clean it anyway. Wow, it looks really good. But let's see when I've done the other side how good it will be. So first with the hydrogen peroxide. So, and then with the lighter fluid. So then out. Wow. Amazing. Just amazing. It's absolutely clear. Wow. So, and then I will do the very back lens element, which is not possible to unscrew. So one can only do it in I mean, I will do the inside and of course the inside here, but it's not possible to, I mean, we can have a look here, but it's not possible to take out. It's simply put in and it just sit there. So shame. But I will do the inside first, and it's a bit more complicated to do, so I probably need another. I mean, I will try to do it with a smaller lens tissue and a cotton bud, and then move around. So let's see how it will go. It can only be better, that's sure. Not good. No, I will just use another one. I mean a bigger one. It's better to control So out with these lens tissue, and so it's a difficult thing when working with the lenses that have that mount, because it's not easy to get it all on the edge. So one can just do like this and then put it in. And hopefully it will evaporate away. Then the final go. Then I think it will be fine. Okay, that's great. Much better. So I just need to do the outside. Better have a good stand to put it on. Something like that. Yeah, the inside here does not really look good. As you can see, it's not really good. So let's see how good it can be. I will use some hydrogen peroxide and see how good it will be. Because it's really dirty in here. But after this treatment, I think it will be absolutely perfect. And then some lighter fluid. And hopefully it will turn out to be okay. Yeah, it needs another go. So there, it looks much better. I mean, to me. Where's my... It's not really good. There's something on the... Yeah. It's stick on the lens element. So I'll just do another go with the hydrogen peroxide. It was not as I wanted. I mean, one can just do it again. There's no problem with that. So, and here we go. There are some small dust on it. So, and then I can just put it back into the front here which I will do. And by using some one of those rubber tools here, just need to find the right size. And it's good to have those different cones. Not correct. But this one should, I think it should fit okay. And then so, and it's fine, and of course there's a small hair there. And then put the lens in. So, and it sits there. And there's very tight fit, so just so, and it sits perfect. Now the next ring goes in and can of course only sit in one way. It will say this ring here together with the next lens element. This one has to sit like this and not this way. It has to go in like this way, just so you are sure. And then you can just put it in, and now you can use the ring here for putting on here on the side, and then use a rubber tool, not touching the glass. Oh, there's a point there. I will just put this ring in so it sits. Where's my tweezer? Here. Really precise made. And then the next lens element. Okay, I will just use my lens sucker. It makes it much easier. And sometimes it works just to put it in, but so, and it looks pretty good. And then the spacer here goes in, so something like that. And then the very front lens comes in. Whoa, it looks clean. I mean, much better than it was. And then I can just add the retaining ring, and then the front lens group is fully done. sometimes it can be a problem when putting in those very thin retaining rings. Then just try using the rubber tool. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so good. And because the retaining ring is so thin, it can be a problem now and then. Just get rid of this. But one can add, where does it go? So there. So it's good when it says click, and then the retaining ring can be screwed fully in. So, and then tighten it with a lens tool, compass, or whatever tool you have. So, and then it's done. I mean, to me it looks much better, but by putting a torch through it, you can see it's actually clear, much clearer than it was. So now just put it aside, and then we can continue with the, somebody else has been in here, wow. Now then I'll just put the cap on here on the back, and then I can simply use my rubber tool here to hopefully unscrew it. I think it does, I mean, it maybe does not that fit so hard by using this. No, not this one. And then one has to really put a good grip on it, and then it comes out. And then flip the lens over, and things should just fall into your hand. Oh, it looks really hazy, this lens group. So let's see how it actually looks through a with a torch. I mean, you can really see the hazy lens element in here. So how can we come, oh, this is already loose. If it was not loose, you can just screw it in. There are two holes, I mean not holes, but two notch or whatever it calls. But I think it's a bit, it looks like it was a bit not easy to come into. But if you have a lens tool, not like this one, because I think it's too small. No, it cannot really work, but maybe you unscrew this first. But I mean, it comes out. Normally there are some thread lock on here that we need to simply add some get away with this here. To add some, where did it go? Nail polish remover here, and simply add a little and just add it here and let it suck in to soften the thread lock. There's nothing else here. And then it should be possible to unscrew. So let's see how it will go. Can use this one, maybe or not. Okay, I have one here. So I can use this spacer here, we can just take off. Remember to put it in again before you put this in. Okay, I can use this one here and use the other one here and unscrew it. I mean, in my lens it was not that tight, but I would guess it's more tight in your lens. So unscrew this ring, and so it is. And then pop the lens in your hand. Ooh. So it just falls into my hand. And it can only sit in one way. So it has to sit like this here into place. And when the ring is on. So remember that. It has to sit like this when you put it in. So the flat side here on the back, I mean almost flat, and the convex side here. This is a cemented lens, so it's yeah, you cannot, I mean, one have to disassemble those two lens element, which is not the case here, but I will just clean both sides of it because it does not look that bad. I mean, it's difficult to when putting a torch through it. Yeah, there are some marks on it, so we just clean it and see how it will go. There, maybe this one is better. Yeah, I think this one is good for this work. So I will just do the, let's see, the outside first and then the inside. And again, I think I will use some hydrogen peroxide on it. It looks like it's really a good thing, because there might be haze on some of the lens element. So it's better to just clean it anyway. I mean, you cannot destroy the lens coating. It's simply too hard when so it's not a problem if you think that. It's only 3%, so and it will not do anything harm. So, and then the next go. I mean, it could take away some of the black paint on the side of the lens. Something on it. Looks like there are some oil film on it, but it's much better now. on this side there is a really lot of not so good stuff. So, and then the haze will probably be going away. And one should not put this this lens directly into hydrogen peroxide, because if the lens begins to separate, the hydrogen peroxide will probably go in between the two lens element, as I see it. And then you have a problem. Wow. It looks much better, but I need another go. Wow. It's clean. Really great. So put it aside somewhere, safe place. And then do the next lens element, which is this one here. And I think it was the worst part, as I see it. It's really bad. So, and it needs to be to have some. Where did it go? My cotton bud here. It needs some nail polish remover to simply take away the part of, soften the thread lock on both sides here. And it needs much more. And it works pretty good, this nail polish remover, to soften the thread lock. So there is not any problem with that. Oh, the cap on here. And then I can use my rubber tool here, put it on here on one side, and a bigger one here to hopefully unscrew it. Yes, come there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy. Nothing serious happen. And there is one lens element here, and there is another one in here, which I hopefully can take out. Yes, it comes out. And remember how they sit. As you can see, you probably can see one surface. It's a convex, it's a convex lens. But this surface here is more flat than the other one. So if we have it like here, it should sit that way. So the more flat the side are, it goes into the, it goes towards the back of the lens, as you can see. So just remember that. But I think I will clean that first, and then I can put it in the mount. So just put this away, and then where did it go? Here. How good, how bad is it? It's, it is really bad. You can see the matte surface. So hopefully it will be much better. and then do this side first. Where did it go? Here. Some hydrogen peroxide. And I think I have to use more than expected, because they're really haze on this one. I mean, slightly. So. And do more than you think. Yeah, it helps. It really helps. And then some lighter fluid. So there. Whoa, it really helps. Just give it another go. To take the rest of the stuff away. So, absolutely clean. Now flip it over. So, and some hydrogen peroxide. So there. And then the cleaning with the lighter fluid. Whoa. It was not really clear before, but right now it's really good. So there. And here we are done. And this one goes here. It's the most flat of the lens. So how good is it? Well, there's still something on it, but in my opinion it's much better. But I could just do it again with the hydrogen peroxide and just give it another go with this to see if it can be any better. Sometimes you need to do maybe twice or third time just to make it better. And you can actually put a little pressure on it, more than you think. The coating is extremely hard. There's no don't be worried about it will damage the coating. So, yeah, I think it helps. I think it's really helped a lot. Yeah. I mean, there is still something on that I cannot really take away. Maybe it needs more longer time in the hydrogen peroxide. And remember, the more flat side here goes towards the back. So I can simply just put this in here, and it does sit like this here. Yeah. No, it doesn't. Oh, come on, little fellow. This one, dear, hold on a second. Cannot go in there. Get confused. Okay. Has to sit in here. So it sits there. And then I can just do the really bad lens, which really have a problem. As you probably can see, there's a lot of haze in this, I mean on this, and I think it's more on the, it looks like on the inside here, and the lens sediment does just sit in the mount. Just take away this, and let's see how good it will be with the hydrogen peroxide. I think it will be necessary to do it more than once. But sometimes it's actually, it looks really bad, but with just a tiny amount of hydrogen peroxide, it will help a lot, just like here. Will it do that? It helps, actually. I can just give it another go. So there. Things has improved. I will just let it sit for a short time and do the other side. It's not that bad, but just clean it. And just let it sit a little. And then I need some more lens tissue. So there. And yeah, it looks pretty good right now. But let's do some cleaning with the lighter fluid and see how good it turned out to be. Just do another go. Yeah, I think it will be great. Shame one cannot take out the lens of the frame. It would make it a lot easier to do, but so it is. Okay. Wow. Well, I need another go on this side. Okay, interesting. I mean, you remember how it looks in the beginning. You couldn't see through it, but now it looks clear. So that's just amazing. I mean, just need a final cleaning on this side. And also on the other side, it needs a little more. Wow. There's still something on here. It looks like there are some kind of oil film on it also. Not only the haze. So yeah. Yeah, I think it's really good right now. And it just needs a final cleaning on this side, and then it's done. And then I can just continue with the next lens group. Yeah, it helps really a lot. So this one can just be screwed in. Just need a lowering here. Okay. Oh, sorry. it was the wrong side I put in. Of course, it should be that side here. Sometimes one can get confused about, okay, how should it sit? And then need to tighten it. So, I mean, you remember how it looks? It was really bad before, but now it's clean. It's just amazing. So, and then this lens was also quite good. Looks like there's still something here. Well, just give it another go. Just a final cleaning. And then it's fine. Oh, that's great. So there, And this lens goes into the mount here, and it can only sit in one position, so like that. And then the ring here, so it's there. Wow, fine. How does it look? Yeah, it's much better. I mean, it's an old lens, but so it's just what I can do with this to use it again. So don't forget the spacer here. And then this lens is ready to be put back into the lens body. So there. And where did it go? This one can be used for that. Then put it in. Click. Says. And then it's so. Wow. That's great. Now, then I can just put in the front lens, and then it's done. And remember, I set a scratch here, but I also set a scratch over here. So this point close to this one here is my starting point when putting it on, and set the focus ring to 0.6, and then it should be possible to put this on when it says click. Is right there, so it is. Then turn the front lens, and then the screw holes are there, so I can just add the plastic, tiny plastic parts, and then a screwdriver. I'll just see if I can load the screwdriver with one of those screws. And then tiny plastic ring, so sit there, and then add the screw, so, and gently tighten it. There's no need to over tighten the screws because they are tiny and you cannot get them out. I mean, yeah, you probably can, but it will take some time. So there, and the screw goes in. And there it is. Wow. It looks much better. Interesting. So then we'll do the back. So there. Wow. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. It looks like a lens you can use again. So now I will simply do the back, which is not that hard. I mean, one need to take off the ring here, the tube, and the 2 screws with the contact, and there are 3 screws around here, one there, not this one, it's just the locking screw, but this one, and finally this one over here. So out with the 3 screws. So there. And then I need to use a smaller screwdriver for the contact. It's a 2 millimeter JIS, the Moody tool from ifixit.com. Then take it out. They are smaller, those 2 screws. It's countersunk. So there. And then out with the tube here. So. And then the contact here is free. So now we also need to unscrew the 3 screws on the back here. I mean, you can see 4. It will say, but those I want to unscrew is the one here with the I mean, we start over here with the one with the locking pin, which is this one. And the next one is this one, right beside the focusing screwdriver thingy, and the one over here. We do not need to take this screw out here. It's not necessary, and it will make it much easier when putting it back again. And there's one screw here that is not really good, so I will use a bigger screwdriver, which will say 3 millimeter JIS. Oh, come on, autofocus. Because then it's a bit too big, but not for a damaged screw head. The screws are pretty long. Then I can just use my normal screwdriver. And then the last one over here. Not this one. This one here. So, and then we need to take this out, this one out, and this one. So it is. And then it's time to take off the mount itself. Then we can just set it to 22, aperture 22, and then move the mount here. Take care of the aperture pin down here, where it sits in. I know it's difficult to see, but it sits like this. So we just take it out, and then the aperture will fully open. The gear will follow. And just to make it correct, those spacers here that normally sit on here, something like that. So this is how it looks, and there is no problem with this thing here, and of course the gear here, there's no problem with that. So therefore just let this screw sit where it should. So, see the spacers here, which is the one that makes the I guess it is the micro adjustment in the factory. In this lens, it could be different in your lens, but here there are a very, very thin spacer, and then a bigger one, and then another very thin. So there are actually 3 of those. In your lens it could be that there are 2, or too thin. It depends on how the glass element is actually, as I see it, as they are made. Now then we go closer into the lens, and I want to access 3 screws here. It will say this screw here, the next screw is this screw here, and the last screw is over here. It's those 3 screws hold the very back lens group, and it's part, if you zoom out, set it to something like 35, it will be fully exposed. It will be much easier to access those screws. We'll say here, there, this screw here, this screw, and this screw. And remember, there are 2 countersunk, one here and one there. So this is just a normal screw, it's not countersunk. So just to make it easier when assemble it, I will just put a small dot here, so it's easier to remember where the countersunk screw has to sit. There. So now I know where things should sit. And then it's time to take out the very back lens group. It's not that big screws. So, oh gosh. And then the last one. And then it should be easy to lift out the very back here. So it is. And then we have the next lens group. The next back lens group. So but I will just take this out. And then I will take out this lens group. And I need a tool. This is this one with very pointy ends. So I'll put it in there and there. And then just tighten the adjustment screw and then simply unscrew it. So, oh, I make a scratch. Okay, things happen. It's not easy when there is a camera on. It's not. And now it's free. And then take it out with the lens sucker. So it is. And here you see the other side of the lens I just cleaned, which looks absolutely clear. So just put this housing, the lens away, and now we can work with the back lens elements. So this is just one that we just cleaned, one side and the other, and that's it for this lens element. Oh, I need a better stand for this lens. Maybe this one over here can be used. And it should be quite easy. But how does it look before I take it apart? I mean, before I clean it. Well, it's not really bad. It doesn't seem that there is something. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, it's the best of the lens for now. But I will just do a light cleaning. And so it's fine. I will just clean with lighter fluid. Because it looks like it's oil film that is on the lens element. Yeah. This is also a cemented lens. And it seems like there is something in here, nothing I can really do about it, because I cannot take it apart as I see it. So I will just clean the other side and see how it will be. So there. Well, it helps a lot, no matter what. Yeah, but there's nothing I can do about those in here. You might, it's difficult to see. But there are some small points in here I can do nothing about. Assembly between the two lens elements. Shame. So I think I will just put this in again, and so it's that. Where is my rubber tool here? Then put this in. So there, and a lens tool to screw it all the way in. And it's fine. So and then I can just add a little black. So that's fine. And also in those holes. It's not a big problem, but better doing it anyway. So that was that. And then the very back. You see, there is a retaining ring here that I need to unscrew. And there is also some thread lock. So I need to do this, and with a pointy cotton bud it will be easier to actually add the nail polish remover here. There and there. So I think it should be fine. Now, is it easy to unscrew or what? So, then have a good grip on it. So, there. And then just pop the lens into your hand. I mean, it should come out. Remember how the ring is sitting? I mean, there are two holes, I mean, two notches here. There's nothing on the other side. So it should, I mean, it can only sit one position. Now with the, I think I'll just show how it looks before. Not really bad, but I think things will improve a little. And it's very tight fit here. Whoa. So remember how the lens is sitting. If you do it wrong, you will probably damage some of the glass elements in here. So this one should sit like that. How bad is that element? Yeah, there's something on here. So now we need a small stand that can fit here. I think I'll just do the inside, the concave side first. And I think I will just use the lighter fluid to do that. Now it needs another go. So there. Wow, it really helps a lot. Now turn it over and do the other side. Here. So, whoa, oh, there's still something on here. Wow, so here we are. That's fine. So that lens element is really good. Now put it somewhere. Yeah. And then the next one, which is the lens in here. And there are actually two lens elements. But there we need to do some nail polish remover to actually soften the thread lock around here, especially the one here. It needs a lot. So, and hopefully, where's the mount? No, this one here. And I can use the bigger one too. So, remember, there are some lens element in here. So when you unscrew it, you will do it like this. So the lens element will not fall out. So, you see, there's one lens element here. And it needs to sit correct. So, when having the, there's a kind of, let's say, a rounded corner up here on this side. So when looking at the lens, this side is more flat, and this compared to this one, which is convex. I mean, it's a convex lens, but this side is more flat. Therefore, it should sit here in the mount, like this. So it could be an issue if your lens is not render the picture quite good. So one should maybe flip it over and have it sitting the correct way. I know it's difficult to see here, but maybe you can see there are some differences in the edge. This is more rounded, and the other over here is more straight. Hopefully you can see. I know it's difficult to see. Maybe with a not good. Hope you can see it. Yeah. This corner here, I mean this side here, is more rounded, and it should sit towards the inside here, like that. Hope you can see the difference. So now let's clean it. How does it look? It's not really bad. I mean, it's much clearer than many of the other lens element was. So I will just clean it with lighter fluid. So, and it's wow, clean. It's amazing how good this lighter fluid is for cleaning lens element. Just amazing. Clear. Great. So the rounded corner is there, and this lens is more flat. And it goes in here. Something like that here. But so it is. Where did it go? Here. This one sits here. So just to put lenses back into place. And I think I will just do the very back lens, and then we are done. So then do the, where's my stand here? Just do the inside first, and then it's fine. And we do another go. So there. Yeah, it looks okay. And then the outside. And then it's ready to assemble the whole thing again. Wow. So now this is ready to put in. Just need some then this goes on here. So, not fully so. Wow. That's absolutely great. And then this lens element here, which is this one, and it's sit like that. The convex side is towards the back. And then I can use this stand here. So, and then add it in. And then simply put the retaining ring on here. And then we are actually almost there. Where is my lens tool here? So, so that's it, which is extremely good. Wow. Now I can just add this into the lens body. And it can only sit one way, which will be, where is it? Here. This one will sit here. Oh, there's some dirt there. Away with that. and then put in the lens group, and so it sits there, and simply add the screws. It has been a long journey, this lens repair cleaning, but of course there are many lens elements in here, many surface to clean. So, and the last screw here. So there, and then finally I just need to put the mount on, and of course the spacer here, which can only sit in one position. It will say like that. There are two kind of notches here, so and then add the mount here, and I can simply set this to 2.8, which will make it easier to put in, hopefully. So the gear goes in here, and then the aperture pin, which can be a little tricky to put on here, and the flex, there, and this the aperture pin goes simply straight over the fork down there. Maybe one needs to push it into place, but it looks like it's correct. Then add the 3 screws on the very bad screw was sitting over here. So it is, and one can just screw them in. And then the tube here will come in. And it's correct. Where did it go? That tiny screwdriver right here. So this one here. And the next, oh come on, not 2 of them. It's a good thing with a magnetic screwdriver, but sometimes if it takes too many screws on one time. So there. And then this one here. And the last screw. And then we are done. So how does it look when it's done? I mean, to me it looks much clearer right now. So, but yeah, well, it's an old lens. I mean, but it's simply much clearer than it was before. So that's all from me, and hope you can use the info in this video about this lens. So that's all. Bye bye.